Ready. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good. Hit the hip. Hold on to the beat.
Oh, that lawnmower. Look at me. Saw that.
DAZN has just released footage of Gervonta, Tank, Davis's first day at training camp. And there's more to him than meets the eye. Not only did he look and act different, but there were new faces and notable changes in how his training was run. It's only the first day, but here's a closer look at Tank's preparation for his rematch with Lamont Roach that's often said. It's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. In other words, hunger fuels the grind. Comfort can dull that fire, unless it was never about comfort to begin with. Ever since I've known him, Tank's drive has stood out. Interestingly, the same fighter who once shocked the boxing world by announcing his retirement and claiming he had lost his love for sport now looks energized and passionate. It seems Davis went through a form of therapy, this time one that reignited the beast fans once knew. Gone is a fighter who couldn't remember what round he was in. A key change this camp is the addition of a psychological coach who's been fueling Davis's mental edge for the rematch. Tank looks more focused and more dangerous than ever.
God damn.
Another notable presence is Calvin Ford, who has returned to Gervonta Davis's corner for the rematch. The training footage revealed not just a boxer in the gym, but one radiating greater passion, intensity, and hunger than the version that faced Lamont Roach in their first encounter.
Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good. Hit the hip. Hold on to the beat.
Oh, that lawnmower. Look at me.
It's not just another match or another title defense. It's the return of Gervonta Tank Davis, he declared as the video opened. The changes in Tank's routine were evident. His training now starts early with a morning jog and ends with an evening run. Between these sessions, Davis dedicates hours to a meticulously planned regimen, including a carefully balanced diet designed to provide his body with the exact nutrients needed to fuel his comeback.
A very, very big moment. What is your normal day-to-day like at this time of a camp?
I'm also a night person, but I might go to sleep probably around like 3 to 4. Probably wake up probably like 11, get my run in, and then eat, probably lay back down, and then wake up probably like 6 or 7, get my night workout in.
Damn, so you're doing 2 a day.
For the first time in a while, Tank is intentionally focused on building muscle to boost his strength and power. The WBA lightweight champion was caught off guard when he realized his power had little effect on Lamont Roach in their first fight. Determined to change that, he's now working to become even stronger. Tank is fully aware that to outmatch Roach this time, he must elevate every aspect of his game, and he's leaving nothing to chance.
Let's go.
I know I can beat him. I've done it before. It's not about him, it's about me. I just need to do everything better, Tank stated. That mindset now shapes his entire training. A key change is the intensity of his sparring. He now completes 15-round sessions with each sparring partner, with each round extended to 5 minutes, pushing his endurance and sharpening his skills like never before. The goal is to boost Tank's endurance and athleticism. Gervonta Davis is now dedicating extra time to improving his footwork, aiming for smoother movement against Lamont Roach, who excels at staying in the pocket and picking his shots. Davis also devotes significant time to shadow boxing, along with focus sessions on the mitts and punching bags to sharpen his technique and timing.
You're playing your balance, Carolina.
Interestingly, the most significant change in Tank's training, and potentially the most impactful, is the return of his head trainer, Calvin Ford, to guide him once again.
Ill will isn't enough. Thus, the heightened intensity in camp.
Turn it up, turn it up! Oh, good grip, good grip. I like the way y'all jump right back in it.
Sadly, Calvin Ford was absent from Gervonta Davis's corner for the first fight against Lamont Roach, and it's no coincidence that Davis ended up losing. However, Davis reassured fans, saying, "I got Calvin back in the gym now. He just had to return to help make everything better." Coach Barry is here too. Everyone's here, and the mission remains the same. While Tank is counting on having Ford by his side on March 1st, the veteran coach had his own reasons for stepping away during their previous.
Going into the training camp, how was it? You said you stepped back a little bit. Well, how was it? Splitting the time. How's it going to be splitting the time to
No, this is
Saturday
something
night?
that we do all the time. You know what I'm saying? Right now, y'all know I have to speak. They take out history. Since we was kids. When I stepped in the gym, B said, "Yo, I'm glad you're here now." He watched it, and I see the light change. I just can't wait.
For a long time, fans were used to seeing the familiar trio of Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis in Gervonta Davis's corner, much like iconic pairings such as Mike Tyson and Cus D'Amato, or more recent examples like Canelo and Eddie Reynoso and Pacquiao and Roach. This powerful trio of Davis, Ford, and Ellis became a symbol fans resonated with deeply. So when Barry Hunter appeared alongside Davis, it was not the sight fans expected. Many wondered what prompted the change. Speaking with Fight Hub TV, Calvin Ford explained the situation. Davis fought his second PBC Amazon Prime Video PPV card at Barclays, which featured an exciting lineup, including 2 light welterweight title fights, adding context to the corner reshuffle.
Can't wait to see all of that come together. Fight.
How's going back to being in the corner? How do you see Gervonta right now? Just being in camp, because at first when we talked to him in the press conference, he was very open about retiring and he was done.
Y'all have to understand. Y'all have to understand. You're a young man, you have a family.
Like many, Ford expected a tough fight and was eager to see how Davis's training would translate in the ring. With Tank from Baltimore and Roach from D.C., Ford recalled how often the two sparred in the gym. He respected Roach's work ethic and saw the fight as a great opportunity. "Maybe people are misreading the situation. We aren't changing anything," he said. Ford explained he had simply taken a step back, but the training structure remained intact. The reporter clarified there was no suggestion of a breakup or falling out between Ford and Gervonta Davis.
I want to do something. Show us something. Don't take some time. I took a little bit of time off. You know what I'm saying? It refreshing. Get you back on that form. so tonight, he had to change.
They wanted to know if the temporary separation had strengthened Ford and Davis's bond, like family members who spend time apart and then appreciate each other more upon reuniting. Ford replied, "No, he came to see me, slowed down, and worried about me because he knows I spend time with my amateurs. You both know me well. I always spend time with my amateurs. That's my piece." Even though Ford wasn't directly training Tank, knowing where Davis was and that he was working hard gave Ford reassurance. He admitted that being apart helped them both appreciate their connection more. When Ford returned to the gym, he immediately sensed the lightweight champion missed him, just as much as Ford missed Tank.
A lot, you know what I'm saying? I stepped in and I see how he missed me and how I missed him, you know what I'm saying? I just can't wait to see that performance. I was telling Boogie, I said, damn, y'all need Boogie. So we can't wait to see Kenny here, all this.
It's unclear what caused the changes, but that might explain why things felt different. Barry Hunter offers similar reassurance, saying, "Calvin will be there, Coach Barry will be there, Coach Boogie will be there, and Kenny will be there as well." During an interview, Hunter emphasized that even though Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis won't be in Tank's corner for fight, he and other coaches will still be present, implying it's not a major issue. Hunter also reminded fans that changes in Tank's corner have happened before and aren't unprecedented.
That's all. What he's trying to do is make sure we keep it together. We ain't put that on. Sometimes he doesn't go see them for a while.
Hunter has been with Tank since his amateur days and early career, so he's no stranger to the team. Like Ford, he pointed out how the internet spreads misinformation and assumptions without the full story. He emphasized that Tank is like family, and this change seemed to be just a temporary move.
Yeah, but you in the bag for about 8-2. You're not that shit.
The decision to bring a psychologist into Tank's training camp was reportedly inspired by Claressa Shields, who advised him after seeing his condition in the last fight. The undefeated women's boxing pound-for-pound great expressed more concern for Davis's mental well-being than just his in-ring performance during a March 28th interview with Fight Hub TV.
Ford is the best. To me, he's better than Tank, he's better than Devin, he's better than Ryan, he's better than Timo. When it comes to those weight classes, Ford to me is the best. He is me. I tell him all the time, you ain't gotta prove nothing. Ain't never laced up, and you think Shakur gotta prove something to you. You sound stupid. Go glove up first. I done seen that boy do some miraculous things inside of a gym. Beat guys up.
Claressa Shields said, "I feel like Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental game together." She added, "When I hear some of his interviews and see what he's saying, I can tell he's not in love with the sport anymore." Shields continued, "I think he'd be an even better fighter if he went to therapy, AP. I can tell he's a little sad, maybe depressed. He needs to take serious time to deal with whatever he's facing." She concluded, "I believe therapy would help Davis in his rematch with Roach, emphasizing the importance of mental health for performance and overall well-being."
I think it goes either way, like who's his favorite?
I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older now or what, but I feel like Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of the interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due.
Props to Shields for looking out for Davis's well-being. Later in the same interview, she explained why she believes Lamont Roach is destined to win the rematch. "I think Roach did a great job in the first fight," she said. "If he'd been a bit more aggressive, he might have won by unanimous decision, but he held back." Shields added, "Now that he knows he can take Tank's punches, I believe Roach will come back stronger. He'll absorb those punches, return fire, and really step on the gas in the rematch." Her insights highlight Roach's potential to push even harder.
He will be better and even a better fighter if he gets there like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight. So I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have the mental edge over Tank because to me he just needs to take some serious time to
But right now, I think Roach wins a rematch because Tank is so frustrated with other parts of his life that it's hard for him to fully focus in the ring. Shields continued. She added, I guess I favor Lamont Roach in the rematch. Despite being a sworn rival of Gervonta Davis, the female heavyweight champion gave a surprisingly balanced and honest prediction before their first fight.
Is that the right opponent for Tank?
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very pretty kid. He's very skilled. Tank is Tank. And when I say Tank is Tank, I mean like he's a bad man. He can fight, he's tough. I know we had our disrespect for whatever. At the end of the day, if we're talking about.
I don't know why everyone's sleeping on Lamont Roach. He has a decorated amateur career and is a very sturdy, skilled fighter. Shields said, Tank is Tank. And when I say that, I mean he's a bad man. He can fight and he's tough. Of course, Shields hasn't forgotten their rivalry. So she added, I know we had our disputes back and forth, but when it comes to boxing, Tank is a good fighter. I'm looking forward to watching the fight. When asked if the bout was worth a pay-per-view and if she'd buy a ticket, Shields answered, I've always bought every Tank fight on pay-per-view. I think Lamont Roach is definitely worth watching. This fight will be very technical and skillful. As always, we'll see Tank's power on full display. May the best man win.
Is this a pay-per-view fight though? Would you buy it? Are you gonna buy it?
I love any fight that Tank has happened. I think that Lamont Roach is worth watching. I think that this fight is going to be very technical, very, very, very skillful. And as always, we're going to see the power of Tank on display.
Absolutely. And Lamont Roach, do you have a relationship with him?
I know him.
Setting aside the controversy, many saw Tank as distracted and unusually compliant during the fight. If you've seen David Benavidez's latest interview on Pound for Pound, you might add one more word to describe him. Burned out.
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver clubs, everything. They grew up actually. Roach and him back full battle, not. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight. Roach always.
The light heavyweight champion recently joined hosts and former UFC champions Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo on their popular show's latest episode. From discussing his last fight against David Morrell to the Canelo quandary, the trio covered many topics before turning to Gervonta Davis and the March 1st fight. For Benavidez, it wasn't just a controversy over Tank taking a knee or the match decision that was worrying. It was how Tank fought. What I didn't like about Tank was that he was gassing up Lamont Roach too much, giving him way too much respect, he said.
All that stuff rivals, each side, each of the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the career.
Now, do you feel like that unfair criticism because of Lamont Roach not being his own fighter?
If Davis seemed a bit distracted to Usman, then to Cejudo, he might be done. Still, Usman said he was largely satisfied with the majority draw decision. In the fight, Tank looked distracted. We all know he's a beast, and there were moments where he showed it, but overall, he seemed a bit off to me, Usman explained. This observation led Cejudo to compare Davis' situation to the legacy of his former mentor, Floyd Mayweather, suggesting Davis might be following a similar path. Stay safe and avoid risking losses.
There was, I don't know what round it was, and he fell in, pulled out, and Lamont Roach counted, I believe it was the right hand, right? When he came back to the corner, he said, he caught me one time. And definitely he felt that shot. But for the most part, other than that, he thought that he could see most of the punches coming. That was the only punch that got his attention.
David Benavidez observed that Gervonta Davis has a love-hate relationship with boxing and struggles to handle the pressure. He's like, what if I lose? Benavidez said, adding, maybe he's burned out. He explained that many fighters, including himself with 26 years in boxing, face similar challenges. Unlike some who started later, Davis began boxing extremely young, at just 5 years old, and has endured a long journey. This early start and extended career might explain his occasional lack of fire or signs of emotional fatigue.
Get to the gym in like a week. I'm gonna take a good probably couple of these off, but I gotta get back in the gym. Why I head past it, man?
Yep. Hey man, Warren here from High 97. Lamont definitely learned stuff about you in this time in this bout right here. What have you learned in this fight from Lamont that you could take forward in the next fight?
I could have stopped him.
Given Davis's rumored retirement and the wealth he's already earned, there's a chance his hunger for the sport has faded. What Benavidez said is his personal opinion and open to debate, but it's hard to ignore his points. A good example to consider is Anthony Joshua, who, unlike Benavidez or Davis, began boxing relatively late at 18. Joshua worked his way through the amateur ranks and reached his peak by winning a gold medal at the London Olympics, showing a different path and timeline.
It's me. Definitely my fault. Definitely my fault.
Hey Tank, congratulations.
Thank you.
So at the end you talked about how the audience has like a love-hate relationship. Sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't. And obviously they were reacting during the fight. Did that affect your performance or confidence at all?
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean?
Fans will have to wait until a rematch on August 16th to see if what Benavidez said holds true or if the March 1st fight was just a one-time setback. What do you think about Gervonta Davis's new training methods ahead of the rematch? Do you believe it's enough to secure him the win? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for now. For the latest updates on news, moments, events, and action in the boxing world, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss quality content like this. Until next time, peace out